welcome back. This is your Zoomers in Balance class. So this is mainly a fall prevention class working on balance, but we will also work on our strength as well, so that the more strength we have, the better balance we will have. So my name's Crystal Grant, and I will just walk you through a couple of things before we begin. So just make sure you have a little bit of space like around you, no tripping hazards. So maybe like a 4x4 space, 6x6, something like that. Make sure you have a chair handy, a sturdy chair, or it can even be a countertop, or your sofa or something that you can use for balance. In case we sit down at any time, just make sure you can have something to sit on. That's why I recommend the chair. And then if you want to use equipment, if this is your very first time, please just do the whole program without equipment and just see how you're feeling throughout all of the exercises. Now, if you have been with me for a while, I know some of you have been with me for, 5 years. So you might want to use a little bit of equipment. Some of the things that I have are dumbbells, and then you choose the weight that feels best for you. When we are doing lower body work, often we can lift a little bit heavier. When we're doing upper body work, you might need a set of lighter dumbbells. Now, if you don't have dumbbells, there's many things you can use. Water bottles, soup cans, you can fill a bag with a little bit of sand or rocks or something like that, just so that you have something that you can use for a little bit of load. And then sometimes we'll use a stretchy band, like this one that stretches. It's a long band. If you don't have that, you can also just do the movement without the band at all. And then a kind of a playground ball, a squishy ball that you can that's kind of a little bit squishy, but you just blow it up, and then it has a little bit of give to it. It's nice and soft. We use that as well. And again, if you don't have the equipment, that's okay. You can just do the movements without the equipment. All right, we're going to get started. So just make sure you have some water nearby. Sip on the water whenever you need to. Work at your own pace. So think about how you're feeling today and work within that. I always say work within a pain-free range of motion. So if I'm doing big shoulder rolls or big arm circles like this, and your shoulders are bothering you today, then you just might want to do shoulder circles. So work within your range. If I'm doing lunges, or if I'm doing a squat and I'm going down a little deeper, you never have to use the range that I'm using. You don't have to do that. You go within the range that feels best for you. Core, so just make sure, if I say engage, make sure your core is engaged. That just means to pull your belly button back a little bit from your waistband, or think about somebody's gonna poke you in the belly and how you would kind of brace your core. That's all you do. That's engaging your core. All right. So going through that, if we're going to do some balance moves, I just want to remind you that this is our most stable stance. Feet about hip width or shoulder width apart. We're nice and stable here, right? You're not off balance. Now, the closer our feet get together or come together, the closer our feet are together, the less balance you have, because we're narrowing that kind of thing that we're standing on, our feet. All right, so it kind of puts you off a little bit off balance. Now, you can use that. You can bring your feet in a little bit closer. Once you're feeling secure in that stance, you can start maybe putting one foot in front of the other. And you can stagger that stance, whether it's right directly in front of your other foot or staggered a little bit. That's another way you can kind of challenge your balance. And then we also have, 1 foot stance. If you need to tap down, that's also, you're putting most of your weight on one leg, or you can, stand on one leg. So those are ways that you can challenge your balance. So when I'm saying, please challenge your balance, find the way that's going to be challenging to you at about a 5 or 6 level on a scale from 1 to 10, and just try to challenge your balance as much as you can. All right, let's get started. I'm just going to start with a warm-up. I'm going to play some music in the background, If you hear some beeps and things like that, we'll get to that later, but it's because I need to be reminded when to change an exercise. I'm not very good at counting and doing things at once. So if you do hear beeps and things like that, we're just gonna start with a light march. Just know that it's my phone probably making the beeps. It's nothing at your house or anything like that. All right, so just start with a nice march. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Relax the shoulders. Core is engaged here, so think about someone poking you in the belly. All right, we're going to start with toe taps forward in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just tap the floor in front of you, left and right. And if you need the chair anytime for balance, you can always put the chair in front of you and use that chair for balance until you get comfortable with doing the moves. You can just do the lower body. Good. All right, we're going to take these taps out to the side, left and right in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Out to the side. Arms are just following suit. And again, you don't have to add in the arms. If you're just trying to get the legs, that's perfectly fine. Good. And it is a bit warm here today, so I'm going to work within what feels best for me. You do what feels best for you at home. We're going to take the feet and tap the floor behind us. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tap the floor behind. And here we want to make sure our back is nice and straight. We're not arching the back to try to get our leg further back. No, no. You're just tapping the floor right behind you, squeezing your glutes. Good. We're going to bring the feet forward again, but heel digs this time. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Heel digs to the front. Bicep curls with the arms, if you're adding in those arms. Just keep your breathing nice and even here. Good. Let's go ahead and take it back to a march in 4, 3, 2, and 1, and march. And I have some music. I don't know if you can hear it, but if you want to play your own music, feel free to do that. Dance around your living room. All right, we're going to start moving left and right. So I'm just going to take a side step to the left in 4. I'm going to go to the right. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So just step out to the side, out to the side. Legs are kind of think out together, out together. Good. My elbows are coming into my rib cage. Warming up the shoulders here, the upper back, and of course the side body here. Keep on breathing. All right, let's try 2 to the left, 2 to the right in 4, 3, 2, and 1. So 2 this way, kind of pulling along an imaginary rope. You think about pulling yourself towards something. Good. Last 2, last 1, and just march it here. March, march. Good. Let's start bringing those knees up a little higher if it feels okay to you. We're going to bring the feet out a bit wider and toe tap from here in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tap, tap. Kind of shifting the weight away from that tapping foot. Good. And if you want to add in some arms, just punch across the chest here. Again, core is engaged. All right, we're going to add in some hamstring curls next. In 4, 3, 2, heel to the butt. Heel, heel, heel. Good. And just keep breathing. Upright rows with the arms. Good. All right, let's try the knees up in front next. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees up in front. Whatever height feels best for you. Still warming things up. Just the height that feels good for you. Good. Let's go ahead and take it back to a march. In 4, 3, 2, 1, march. Great job. All right, we're gonna try a V step next. Wide step forward, narrow step back. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. So it's wide, wide going forward, narrow, narrow. Right, left, right, left. You don't have to add in any arms. I know this is a difficult step. Right, left, wide, wide, narrow, narrow. I'm gonna speed it up, but you do whatever feels best for you. Wide, wide, narrow, narrow. Walking forward, walking back. Good. 4, 3, 2, last one. I'm just gonna march right here, march, march. I'm gonna do the same thing, leading with my left leg. So wide, wide, narrow, narrow. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wide, wide, narrow, narrow. Like you're making a V on the floor. Left, right, left, right. One more slow, and then I'm gonna speed it up, but you do you. And you can do whatever you want with the arms. You can kind of wave them in the air. You can just march them. You can add one and then the other. Good. Let's try 4 more from here. 4, and 3, 2, last one. March right here, march, march. Good. Take a nice deep breath in. How are you feeling on that scale from 1 to 10? 5 to 6 range or so. Take a nice deep breath in and out. All right, we're gonna start those toe taps forward. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tap, tap. Now I'm punching forward. I can even add a little kick instead if I wanna do that. But if you wanna keep the feet tapping on the floor, perfectly fine. And you go at the speed that feels best for you. Gonna take it out to the side, left and right next. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Out to the side. You can add a leg lift, or you can keep tapping right on the floor. Take some nice deep breaths. Good. I'm gonna lift for a little bit here. Side legs are burning. 4, 3, 2, and march it here. March, march. Nice deep breath, in and out. All right, we're gonna do some internal, external rotation. So I'm gonna try to touch as close as I can to my ankle. I'm gonna bring my knees out to the side, my foot up in the middle here. I'm gonna get going. Once you see what it is, you can join me. So my knee is going out to the side. Now, you can just touch the inside of your knee. If you can't get your heel up far enough to touch it, we wanna keep our body upright here. Now we're gonna go outside and knee going in toward the center. Ooh, that's causing some burning right here. Getting those outer thighs warmed up. 4, 3, 2, and we're gonna march it out. March, march. Take some nice deep breaths, in and out. Good. Let's just move side to side. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just going out together, kind of sweeping those arms out to the side. Keep breathing. 4, 3, 2, and march. And now we're slowing things down. As you can see, my legs, I'm moving a lot slower here. You can kind of walk around your room a little bit, but try to keep your legs moving. We're gonna just slow things down, but we're not stopping altogether. You can have a sip of water. Just keep those feet moving, just a little bit. Even it could be a march, could be a little heel dig here. Good. All right. We are going to get into our work. I know, it felt like work already, didn't it? But we're going to do a little bit of strength training and some balance work here. I have 4 sets, sort of 4 blocks of work, 4 exercises each block, and we are going to run through them twice. We're just going to do a little bit of mobility work before we get into that, but I wanted to just kind of let you know what's ahead. I'm just going to do some nice big shoulder rolls. See how that feels with your shoulders. If you want to make it a little bit bigger, you can bring the whole arm up and around. Just keep your feet moving just a little bit longer here. And now we're going to take it forward. So remember, you can just do the shoulders. That's perfectly fine. You're moving your shoulders through that range of motion, whatever range is best for you, or you can bring the whole arm up and around. Just in that pain-free range, remember. Always work in that pain-free range. One more circle here. Good. All right, we're just gonna do what I call an I, Y, W, and T. So you're just gonna take your stance that's nice and sturdy. You're gonna bring your arms up to a I, out to a Y, pull down and squeeze your shoulder blades, W, flip your hands to the floor, and that's our T. Again. I, Y, W, and T. Again. I, really push your arms back toward the back wall. Y, squeeze your shoulder blades here. W, T. Let's try one more. I, Y, W, and T. Good. All right, shake that out a little bit. I know the shoulders are warmed up. Let's get our wrists warmed up. Nice wrist circles here, one direction, and then we're going to take it to the other direction. So just switch the direction. Keep on breathing in and out. Good. Let's get the fingers moving, even your thumbs here. So just kind of play that imaginary piano. Good. And then a little bit of coordination. So touch each finger to your thumb. Back and forth, and if you're really brave, try the opposite hand doing the opposite fingers. Let's see, I don't know how I'm gonna do today. Some days I'm better at this than others, and I'm doing not too bad today. Good, let's shake that out. We're gonna go to our hips here. We're gonna make some nice big circles. So we're gonna kick our hip out to the side, bring it to the front, and as you see, my upper body is moving in the opposite direction, other side, and then to the back. You can bend your knees a little bit here. We're gonna make it a little more fluid. If you need to bend your knees a little bit to make it more comfortable, you certainly can. That upper body is gonna move in the opposite direction as your hips. We're gonna switch the direction right here. So switch the direction. Other direction here. First you can kind of kick it out, to the side, to the front, to the other side, to the back, and then make it a little more fluid as you get a little more comfortable. Nice deep breaths in and out. Good. All right, stop there. We're going to do the scoops that we always do. So kick your heel out, heel is down, toe is up, sending the hips back. Reach toward the floor. You don't have to reach the floor. Scoop it. Bring the arms back in. Now we're going to do that with the other leg. Other leg out, heel out, hips go back. Scoop toward the floor. You should feel a nice stretch. We're just going to alternate the legs here. Should feel a nice stretch down the back of your body, down through your calf muscles, even up to your butt, all through that back leg. Just keep scooping toward the floor. And again, you don't have to reach that floor. Keep your back nice and straight, belly button pulled in here. Last one, good. All right, if you need a chair for the next one, you're definitely welcome to. We're just gonna lift one toe, then the other toe. Just alternating, lifting those toes up toward the ceiling. Try to keep the leg relatively straight here. Just keep breathing. Good, all right, we're just gonna go up onto the tippy toes and down. Up onto the tippy toes and down. This is where you might need a chair. We'll see how my balance is today. Up to the tippy toes, down. We wanna really control this movement, so up and then control it down. Up, controlling it down. We're warming up the back of the legs, our calf muscles. Let's try one more. All right, here we are. Shake things out. We're gonna get into the work now. So we're gonna start some strength exercises, some balance exercises, put everything together. All right, so we're gonna start with, and here, you can use weights. If it's your first time, please do this without any weights at all. So just kind of look at what the movement looks like. You can put a chair beside you. I can kind of show you what that looks like. So if you have a chair and you put it beside you, you're gonna step the leg that's beside the chair back as far as you can. My upper body is gonna hinge forward, and then here's where the weights come in. If you have dumbbells in your hand, they're just sliding beside your shin. All right, sliding on either side of your shin, and then you're coming back up to stand. So that's our movement. We're not starting just yet, so just kind of practice it without any weight at first. Your leg does not have to go back as far as I just did. So if you're only comfortable stepping back a little ways, kind of still, your weights are gonna be really close to your body. I don't want them way out here, right? Close to your body on either side of your leg, then you step back in. Step back in. We're gonna work one leg only, and then we're gonna work the other leg. So I'm gonna grab myself a pair of dumbbells, but honestly, you do not have to use dumbbells at all. Now this is where you're gonna hear a beep. So in about 10 seconds or so, you're gonna hear a beep, and that's gonna get us started. We're gonna do this exercise for 40 seconds on one leg. I'm gonna get prepared. Here's our countdown. So I'm gonna step back. My upper body is kind of over my thigh. Step back in. Same leg steps back. Step back. And my weights are kind of framing my leg here on either side, staying really close to my body. My upper body is hinging as I lean back. I can just do a little tiny step back and then push back through. That front leg has a slight bend in the knee as I step back. Slight bend, doesn't have to be anything big. And there's our countdown. There's my bell, tells me to stop. You can put down your weights. If you don't have weights, you're just gonna kind of shake things out. Get ready to do the other leg. So if you wanna put the chair on the other side and hold the chair this time, the other leg is gonna go back, and then you're gonna come forward. I'm gonna add in my dumbbells, step back, hinging forward. Good. Just keep on breathing here. And you can make it a small step back where my weights are just at my knee height. If I step further back, maybe my weights go mid-shin. And again, you don't have to use any dumbbells at all. That's okay. Just keep breathing through this. Push through your whole foot to stand back up. Rest. Our next exercise is going to be, instead of coming backwards, our leg is going to go forward. This knee is going to bend and then step through, push through. Heel comes forward, then stand back up. This other leg is going to bend, knee bends forward, stand back up. Make sure this knee, as it bends, it's in line with your second and third toe. It's allowed to go over the toes unless it's causing you pain. If it's causing pain, you're gonna reduce that range of motion. So just maybe a tiny little bend. Whatever works for you. You can also hold a weight right here. You wanna make it more difficult? Holding a weight right at your chest, close to your body. Close, close, close. Should be feeling this. Woo. and rest. I felt that a lot. Shake it out. We're just going to go to the other side. So now the other foot is going to come out and tap, and as I do so, this knee is also going to bend forward. Bend forward, push through that foot to stand back up. Bend forward, push through to stand back up. Again, the weight, if you're holding one at your chest, close to your body. And look at my hips, take a look. I'm not bending like this, keeping my hips even with the floor. Everything comes down together, everything comes back up together. Everything lowers, everything comes back up. Keep on breathing in and out. And again, you can hold the weight right here. Good. All right, that's our 4 exercises or 4 moves, 1 on each leg. Just going back through the same exact movements. So if you want to put the chair on one side of you and hold the chair, or if you have dumbbells, one leg is stepping far, far back, as far as you can, and then push through the floor to stand back up. Step back, my upper body is kind of coming over my thigh. So I'm making the distance between my thigh and my chest smaller. As I step back, I'm shortening that distance. As I stand back up, lengthening the distance. Make sure you're stepping into that full foot every single time. And when you come standing, make sure the weights are not coming too far forward. You can make the step back a little smaller. And rest. All right. I'm just going to give my arms, shake the legs out a bit. We have to do that on the other leg. So this time the other leg is going to step back. Same movement. Step back forward. I'm going to pick up my dumbbells to get ready. All right, stepping back. So remember, it can be a small step back, slight bend in that standing leg or the front leg, right? A little bit of a bend. Come back forward. Hinge forward with your chest, keeping your back nice and straight. So if I had a rod from the back of my neck to my tailbone, it's not going to leave the back of my neck and my tailbone because I'm not rounding through my back, staying nice and straight. Keep on breathing and rest. All right, I can use a dumbbell if I want to here. Remember, we're just tapping the heel forward, bending the other knee as we do so. Both hips are lowering at the same time, then they're coming up at the same time. All right, here we go. Again, you can hold the weight right here. Keep on breathing in and out. Check your knee, make sure it's bending and it's in line with your second and third toe of that same leg. Good. You should really feel this in the back of your body here, your butt, maybe even the side glute muscles here. You can kind of check yourself in the mirror, make sure both hips are lowering together and then they're both rising together. Rest. Other leg is going out. Heel forward. Take a nice deep breath. After this, we get a 40-second break. All right, so that other leg is gonna go heel forward. This knee is bending. Then just push through that leg to stand back up. Both hips lower together. Then they push back up together. Lower together. So I'm not trying to get this hip down further. See how they're uneven here? I want to make sure your hips lower together. You put the work in the leg that way, and your glute. And if you kind of hinge forward a little bit, that's okay. You're going to put a little more work into your glutes that way, which is perfectly fine. Rest. Hear that? 3 bell. That means our 40-second. We have a 40-second break. So take it, pat yourself on the back. Good first round. We have 3 more kind of blocks of work. We're going to go through them twice. Shake things out. I'm just going to move my dumbbells here off to the side. I'm going to grab my ball for the next exercise. If you don't have a ball, you can grab a pillow. We're going to place it in between our thighs. So we're going to sit all the way back. So make sure your back is against the chair. We're going to get our ball between our thighs up as far as you can. And we are going to squeeze the ball and then lift our heels out to the outside walls. All right, so if that's too much, you can do one leg and then the other leg. All right, I'm going to start the timer. We're going to have a seat all the way back, remember, and we are going to squeeze and send them heels out toward the outside walls, back in, out toward the outside walls, back in. Keep on breathing. You're gonna feel this a lot. Make sure your belly button's pulled in so your core is engaged here. And remember, you can do one leg, bring it in, and then the other leg, bring it in. Left, bring it in. Right, I'm squeezing, and my thighs, whew, inner thighs are on fire right now. And rest. All right, we're just gonna get rid of this ball. Make sure it's out of your way so you're not gonna trip over it. We're gonna do a 1-arm bicep curl. So grab one dumbbell or nothing. We're gonna do a bicep curl into an Arnold press, back down, back down. So our hand faces us. As we press up overhead, our hand faces away, faces you. Then it's facing me again, all the way down. So your hand faces you. It faces me as you press up. As you come back down, it faces you. Straighten out the elbow. Bend the elbow. Press up overhead. Now, if this overhead press is just too much, just do the bicep curl. Just curl and leave it there and bring it back down. And rest. Good job. All right, we're going to go to the other arm. Just make sure when you're doing that curl, your elbow stays close to your body and it does not move forward or back. It stays right there. It's pointing toward the floor. All right, so hand right now is going to face me. So it's facing me. And now it's facing away from me, facing you. Facing me again. And then all the way down. Good. So your hand is going to face you as you come up. As you press up overhead, it's going to face me. Back down. Face you. And then open up that elbow. Curl. Press up overhead. I don't know if you can see the sweat rolling down my face right now, but it is a hot, humid day here in Eastern New Brunswick, or Eastern Canada, in New Brunswick. That's where I am. And rest. Great job. Our next exercise is going to be a shoulder blade squeeze. You can do this without a band or with a band. Hands are straight out in front. And then we're going to just stretch that band across our chest, not up by your face, and then come back forward. Straight arms the whole time. Stretch it across your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades, straighten out the arms again. As you straighten the arms, you're going to inhale. As you bring it out to the sides, exhale. Then inhale on the way back out straight. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze the shoulder blades. As you stretch that band, squeeze those shoulder blades like you're trying to hold a pencil between your shoulder blades. and rest. All right, we're back to the top already. Can you believe that? So we're gonna grab that ball, put it between our thighs. See if I can find my ball. All right, remember, we're sitting all the way back. The back is pressed against your chair here, and we are squeezing the ball, and then both feet out to the sides or pressing to the opposite sides of the room, back in. Heels are going out toward the opposite or out to the sides of the room, back in. And remember, you can always do one leg and then the other leg. One leg and then the other leg. Great job. Belly button's pulled in. You can also squeeze your glutes. Keep on breathing. My floor is not very slippery, so I'm having a hard time to get the legs out and in, but all right, great job, everyone. You can kind of place that ball off to the side again, so you're not gonna trip over it. We have that bicep curl, one arm, bicep curl. Remember, elbow pushing down toward the floor on that bicep curl. Then the hand is gonna face away from you as you press up overhead, faces you as you come back down, and then straighten out the elbow. So curl, bend the elbow, press up overhead. Just keep on breathing here. So push the elbow down toward the floor as your hand comes up. Press up overhead, turn the hand outward, turn the hand back inward, and straighten out the elbow. Push the elbow down toward the floor. Turn your hand. Turn it again as you come back down. Straighten out the elbow. One more curl. And rest. I got kind of a half one in there. Shake it out. Just gonna do that with the other arm. Woo. Wipe the sweat off if you need to. Have a sip at any time. I'm gonna put my dumbbell in my other hand now. We're gonna curl, remember? Then turn the hand. Turn it on the way back down. Push the elbow down toward the floor as your hand comes up. Now turn the hand as your arm comes up and overhead. Really holding with your core here to make sure that weight is not pulling you over to one side. Keeping your back nice and straight. Rib cage tucked down toward your hips. We don't want to arch the back at any time during this exercise, so keep everything nice and locked in, nice strong core here. Keep breathing and rest. Great job. All right, we have our shoulder blade squeeze. I'm going to pick up my band. This exercise will not work with a dumbbell, so if you just don't have a band, just do it with no equipment whatsoever, okay? You're mainly wanting to squeeze the shoulder blades together. So as we stretch, bring the arms out to the side, we're squeezing the shoulder blades and then bringing it slowly and controlled back to the front. Now I can kind of choke up a little bit to make it a little more difficult for me to create a little bit more resistance. My arms are straight the whole time, maybe just a slight bend in the elbows, nothing too much. Keep squeezing the shoulder blade as you bring those arms back, squeeze, and then release. Blow out the air, inhale on the way back, and rest. Well, that's our second round already done. Great job, we're halfway through. Have a sip of water, kind of shake those arms out if you need to. Upper back should have worked. Take a nice deep breath in and out. We're gonna be standing on one leg, or maybe tap down, or you could even have both feet close together here. So you pick the way that's gonna challenge your balance, and then you're gonna mirror what my arms are doing. That's all you have to do. All right, so pick a leg or bring your legs together and just follow what my arms are doing. Just mirror them. Good. Excellent. Now if you want to go on one leg, you can. You might want to switch by now if you're on one leg. Switch to your other leg. I'm just doing both my feet close together. That's going to challenge my balance a little bit. Now this isn't a huge challenge to me. I do need to go on one leg, but I'm just showing a version that you can take. And rest. All right, great job. We have overhead tricep extension. So if you don't have a dumbbell here, you can use a water bottle. You can even use a pillow. Grab something. Put it in your hands up overhead like this. And we are just going to bend the elbows, hide the dumbbell, and then press up, straighten the elbows. Bend the elbows, straighten the elbows. Bend the elbows, straighten the elbows. Now, if this is bothering your neck, your shoulders, you can also do this as a bent over, kind of straighten the elbow, bend the elbow, straighten. And if you're doing one arm only, you can just remember what arm you're doing and then switch to the other arm the next time we go through. Elbows are staying really close. Don't let them flare out. Keep them close. And rest. Whew. All right, great job. We're gonna pick up the ball, I believe. I'm checking my, yes. We are going to grab our ball or your pillow, something soft. We're going to put a little pressure. So between our hands, we're gonna press on that ball. Immediately, you should feel your arms engage, your chest. And then we're just gonna move the ball up and down slowly. Now you can stay right here, or you can challenge your balance in this exercise. You can bring your legs a little closer. You can try balancing on one leg for maybe 3 seconds, and then the other leg, 3 seconds, or maybe tandem stance. And then you can put the other leg in the front. We're still putting pressure on that ball. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. We want to work those chest muscles and rest. All right, great job. We have, for our last exercise in this little grouping, we're just going to tap, toe tap to the front. Now, if you want, you can put something heavy in front of you that's not going to roll, something heavy, and tap that. One toe and then the other toe. Just as quick as you can. You can even put a bench in front of you. I have my dumbbell, it's not gonna roll, it's pretty heavy. And then I'm gonna speed it up if I can. Well, this one rolls a little bit, but at least it's rolling away from me. I don't want it to roll toward me to trip me up. Now I can also just keep it on the floor. One tap, then the other tap. Tapping left and right, just tap the floor in front of you. You can also raise the surface, so maybe a higher bench, you can tap it, tap, 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 rest. Great job. That probably brought your heart rate up a little bit. So just kind of breathe. You're gonna go on one leg or bring your feet together again. Mirror my arms, just whatever they're doing. I'm gonna try one leg for half time. All right, here we go. Keep breathing in and out. Sometimes I do 2 arms. Great job. All right, switch to the other leg. If you are on one leg, you can also tap down, remember. You can kind of keep a kickstand tap here if you need to. I'm really gonna be tricky. Great job. Keep breathing. Almost there. And rest. Whew. That's not easy. We have our overhead tricep extension with one dumbbell. Remember, you can, if that bothers your shoulders, you're just gonna kind of hinge over a little bit and just press back, all right? Grab my dumbbell, hide the dumbbell, and press up. Then straighten the elbows, bend the elbows, straighten the elbows. My back is staying nice and straight. I'm not arching. I'm squeezing my butt really hard here. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze to keep everything tight. Now remember, we don't want to let our elbows flare out. Keep them nice and close to your body here, close to your head. Great job. You can also hold the dumbbell by the heads here. If that's another option. That feels a little bit better. And rest. All right, we have our ball squeezed between our hands. You can have the closer your elbows or the closer the ball is to you, the easier it will be. The further out it is, the more difficult. So you choose that distance. We're going to apply the pressure. So kind of squeeze that ball together with your hands. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Keep breathing. Core is engaged here. And then if you want to start moving it up and down, that's feeling pretty good. You can narrow your base of support by bringing your feet in closer, or try on one leg for a few seconds. Then try on the other leg for a few seconds. I'm going to go back and forth through my legs here. I have to tap down once in a while just to get my balance. Keep on breathing. Again, you do you. You can have both feet on the floor and rest. Woo! That's a good shoulder workout. All right, we have our toe taps to the front. I can show you something. Well, I guess you can grab a little bench and kind of like toe tap one foot and then the other. Or if it just feels okay just to stay on the floor, that's okay. Now, if you raise a platform, that makes it a little more difficult. So that is something, that's an option you can take. And you're just gonna try to make it a little quicker. I was gonna grab that 40-pound weight, but it's heavy. And also, I mean, I have a chair right here. I can also tap the top of the chair if that's available to you. You might want a lower surface. And try kind of switching back and forth as quick as you can. Keep on breathing. Woo. That was round number 3. If you're still with me, great job. Now, if you're feeling like this is really challenging, slow things down. That's okay. You can still do the rest of the workout with me by slowing things down, by not using dumbbells, not using any equipment, and just work at your own pace. Our next exercise is just going to be marching in place, and I will show you how we can make this a little more difficult. I'm going to move my chair. So march in place. We're going to try to make that march as quick as you can. In and out with your breathing. Now, if you can, if you want to add a hop, you definitely can. Kind of springy feet here. And then a third option is to step side to side from one foot to the other foot. Or you can go between all three. Maybe you get tired of skipping, so you're gonna march. Or maybe you're feeling great and skip, rest. Great job. All right, if you want to put a chair beside you, you can for a little bit of balance. But again, we want to challenge our balance. So we're going to put one foot in front of the other, tandem stance, or you can stagger. Now try to kind of get your weight evenly distributed. And then now we're going to place more weight into our front leg. So if you need the chair, use it. And then we're going to go place our weight more in the back leg. Now, more to the front leg. Ooh. Keep on breathing. And then to the back leg. Now, you can hold the chair, maybe 1 or 2 fingers on it. You can start lifting the back heel if that feels okay. And then as you shift your weight backwards, the front toe might come up. But that's okay if it doesn't. Rest. Just putting the other foot in front. All right, so your other foot is going in front. Again, you can hold the chair tight, but if that's not challenging your balance, please try to put 1 or 2 fingers on it. Maybe let go for a couple of times. All right, so One foot in front of the other, or you can stagger it, whatever feels best. All right, get our weight evenly distributed, and then we're gonna try to shift our weight more into that front foot, and then shift your weight backwards into the back foot. Shift your weight forward. Again, I'm just putting 1 or 2 fingers on my chair. I'm gonna try letting go of the chair once in a while if I can. Then I can start lifting the front toe as my weight shifts back, lifting my back heel as my weight shifts forward. Just take it nice and slow and controlled. We're not trying to be fast. And rest. There was our bell. Take a slight break here. We have a little bit of a finisher here. We're going to work the obliques. We're going to do half time on one side, half on the other. So I'm going to stretch out, tap out one leg, tap out or bring one arm up overhead, and then I'm going to bring my elbow toward my thigh, and then stretch out again, elbow to thigh. Really crunch through here. So think about armpit to hip, armpit to hip, armpit to hip. Breathe out that air. Keep on breathing. We're going to switch to the other side. If you want to turn around, hold the chair. Tap out a leg, reach the arm. Then we're going to make that movement, or kind of lessen the distance. Armpit to hip, armpit to hip. And rest. If that was difficult, that's okay. We're going to work on that. All right, we have our skip, or our marches, or side to side kind of hops, I will call it. All right, so if you want to get those marches going first, see how you're feeling. Take some nice deep breaths in and out. And then if you want to add the hop, that's feeling pretty good. You can add that little jump side to side onto one leg. Keep on breathing. And then if you want to go back and forth through them, just to see what feels best to you. Challenging yourself to that 5 or 6 level. Keep breathing. And rest. Great job. All right, we have our weight shifting forward and back. Remember, you can hold the chair, 1 or 2 fingers, so put one foot in front of the other, tandem, or you can stagger if you need to. All right, kind of feeling comfortable, seeing how that feels. See if you can even let go or have 1 or 2 fingers on the chair here. And then we're gonna shift the weight onto our front foot, shift the weight onto the back foot. And it's okay to wobble a little bit. You always have your chair there. I'm gonna start lifting the toe as I shift backwards. As I shift forward, I'm lifting my heel on the back foot. Feel like a little rocking horse here. Keep on breathing, in and out. Rest. You can kind of shake that out. And this time we're just putting the other foot in front. So switch the leg that's in front. Remember, it can be tandem like this or a little bit staggered. That's okay, whatever feels better to you. Again, 1 or 2 fingers to kind of see how you're feeling in this position. And then we're going to start shifting the weight onto the front leg or onto the front foot, shifting the weight onto the back foot. Both feet can stay on the floor, that's perfectly fine. But if you want, you can start lifting that back heel as your weight shifts forward, lifting the front toe as your weight shifts back. Just keep breathing. Again, I can always put 1 or 2 fingers on that chair if I need support here, extra support. You can always just hold this stance as well. If you just need to hold it, rest. Good job. That's always an option. You don't ever have to move in these positions. You can kind of just hold them. All right, we have one more exercise. It's our obliques, right? So we're kind of shortening the distance. First, we lengthen. I'm going to hold my chair. And then I'm gonna shorten by bringing my elbow toward my thigh. Keep on breathing, nice and slow and controlled here. Reach, 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 and then shorten. Think about armpit to hip. All right, we're gonna switch to the other side. You can put your chair, turn around, hold the chair, lengthen everything, shorten. Lengthen it out, shorten the distance. Lengthen, contract, extend, contract that muscle. And that's the end of our exercise part, or our muscle and balance portion. We're going to stretch, so please don't leave just yet. I want you to kind of lengthen out all those muscles that we're working. Again, we want to have good mobility. Take a nice deep breath in and out. And we're just going to stretch some of our, or get into some greater ranges of motion here a little bit. So come to the back of your chair. Place your hands on the back of your chair. And we're just going to walk backward maybe 2 or 3 feet. And so I'm still kind of hinged over here. I can still reach the, and I'm going to push my hips back now. Push, push, push. Push them back. And my head is going to go in between my arms. I'm really trying to push my hips back to get a nice stretch in my glutes and down my hamstrings. Nice deep breaths in and out. You can try to straighten your legs just a little bit more. Give a little bit more down the back of your legs. And from here, we're going to start raising our head up a little bit. So bring the head above your arms. Push into the chair. We're going to start walking our feet in toward the chair. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Good. All right, we are just going to bring our feet a little bit further apart here, maybe hip width or so. Place your hands on your hips. One arm comes up. We're going to reach up toward the ceiling and then just hinge over toward our bent arm over here. Just kind of lean over, but still reaching straight and long through that arm that's up over your head. And get a nice stretch down the side of your body here. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Keep your chest forward. We don't want to lean over like this, just keeping everything facing front. And then come back up. Bring that arm back down. That hand on your hip. The other arm up overhead. Reach up toward the ceiling and then lean over as you're still reaching, reaching, reaching. That arm nice and long. Keeping your chest forward, eyes forward. Nice deep breath in and out. Bring it back up to center. Bring that arm back down. Great job. We're just going to have a seat in our chair. We're going to stretch our thighs a little bit, the front of our thigh up into our hip flexor. So we're just going to turn sideways in the chair. You're going to have one butt cheek on your chair, one off, and then slide that leg back and tuck your hips under. Squeeze your glute right here. Squeeze it. You're going to feel a nice stretch down the front of your thigh. Just hold here. Take some nice deep breaths in through the nose. And then purse your lips and blow out nice and slow. Good. In through the nose. Nice big deep breath. Open up through your rib cage and then like you're blowing out through a straw. And we're just going to bring that leg back in and change the direction. So face the other direction. One butt cheek is on, one is off. Slide that leg back. Tuck your hips under and squeeze your glute so that you feel that nice stretch down the front of your thigh here. Again, nice deep breath in. Nice and strong. Really open up through your rib cage. And then nice and slow, purse your lips and blow out that air. A deep breath in, and then slowly release through that straw. One more deep breath in, slowly release. Good. All right, bring your legs back in. We're just gonna sit forward in our chair here, straighten out one leg, heel down, toe up, hands on your bent knee here. We're just gonna hinge from our hip, bring the chest forward, keeping your back nice and straight, and just until you feel a stretch down the back of your leg, and just hold there. Here we wanna make sure that we're not rounding over, keeping our chest nice and proud, head in line with your spine. Again, nice deep breaths and out through that tiny straw. Bring that leg in. Just gonna do that on the other leg. Heel down, toe up, hands on your bent knee. Hinge from your hips, bring your chest forward until you feel that stretch, and just hold there. In through the nose, out through that tiny straw. Great job. Bring the legs back in. All right, we're just gonna open up through the chest and biceps. Push your hands back toward the back wall, keeping them about hip level or so. Shoulders are relaxed. Again, nice deep breaths in and out. Great job. And then here you can bring your fingers together, actually the back of your hands together, and then cross over. Put your palms together here and just push forward and down. Should feel a nice stretch in your upper back here as you open up through your back. And I'm just gonna switch whatever hand is over. I'm gonna put the other one over now. Just kind of open up again. Bring the arms down by your side, relax your shoulders. We're just gonna bring one arm straight out across the body, and then wrap the other arm around and pull it toward you, keeping your shoulder down. And just a nice gentle pulling toward you to give a nice stretch in behind your shoulder. And your tricep will get a little stretch here as well. Great job, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I'm so happy that you got this far. I am kind of dripping with sweat here. We're gonna just do that with the other arm straight out in front, across the body, wrap the other arm around it, and then pull gently toward you, keeping your shoulder down. It is humid, warm and humid here. We're in the summer. But I'm so happy that you decided to do this workout with me. And hopefully you're challenging your balance as much as you can and seeing improvements as you do this workout over and over. You can kind of leave a day in between the workouts so that you're not working your same muscles back to back. You want to kind of give yourself a day. Relax, good. Bring those arms back down. Relax your shoulders. We're just going to bring one ear toward one shoulder, but we're not bringing the shoulder up toward the ear. So keeping your shoulders down. And again, if this is too much for your neck, just cradle your head in your hand. Take some nice deep breaths in and out. You can kind of bring your chin down on that side. Your eye gaze will go down toward the floor. Bring your head back up to neutral in your own time. And we're just going to reset the shoulders and bring the other ear toward the other shoulder. Remember, the shoulder doesn't come up to meet the ear. Your ear comes toward your shoulder, but your shoulder stays down. Gives a nice stretch down through your neck, your opposite side there. You can cradle your head in your hand if you need to. And then the chin can come down on that side. A little deeper stretch toward the back side of your neck. Again, nice deep breaths in and out. On your next exhale, you can bring your head back up to neutral. Let's just take one nice deep breath in it. Whether you want to raise your arms up overhead or not, that's okay. Whatever feels best for you. One more deep breath. And out. Let it all go. And give yourselves a round of applause. Great job today. I will see you next time. Thank you.